into little bits because I like to have a piece of everything on my fork. Like a piece of potato, piece of meat, piece of veg, all on the one fork. So I'm getting the entire roast with every mouthful, if that makes any sense. Anyway, I digress. Um, as I got older and turned into a teenager, I did stay quite tidy and organised, lazy, but organised. My college actually still uses some of my old exercise books as examples for their current students. I sound like such a boffin, I know. But they are all really neat and set out exactly how they're supposed to be. So they use them to like show the other pupils how to keep their work in order. But disclaimer, that was during my college years. School was very different. I had to become really organised after I had Zach and I went to college. It just seemed more urgent than ever. Put it this way, none of my secondary school teachers would show me as an example for the model student. So, yeah, we're all growing. The reason I was more organised in college is because I became a mum at 17. So that meant there was me, my brother, my sister, and my baby Zachary, and my mum all living in a very, very small space. And there was literally no room to be messy. But more than that, I think I felt completely out of control and entirely out of my depth. I had no idea what the hell I was doing. I felt as if all my decisions had kind of been made for me and there was absolutely nothing I could do about it. There were only tiny little things that I could control, which might be, say, making up the bottles or to sort through the nappies and wet wipes. So I ended up becoming even more into taking care of the little things. And that handily kept my mind busy because I really didn't know where I was or who I was for quite a long moment. It was also a time in my life when I didn't really have anything. As a teenage mum, I was on working tax credits, so I was collecting my gyro. They were the checks you get when you're struggling with money. And I'd have to be really organised with my money to make sure that I could afford everything that we needed. For instance, I'd get milk vouchers from the government, thankfully, to buy formula for the baby, but you only got a certain amount. And I'd have to be really strict about what type of milk I was going to buy and where I was going to get it from. It definitely doesn't all cost the same. And I just had to be really careful about how, when, what, why I was going to use it. And that was just one of the ways I really had to get it together, to become more vigilant about what I was doing, what I was spending, what I already had, so that when I went into the shops, I didn't buy anything that I didn't need. I was really sad and struggling anyway, I think, just asking myself, what have I done? The only thing that kept me going was knowing that I had no choice but to get myself together for this little human that I loved so much, even though, if I'm completely honest, I had no idea how to love him at the time. I think I definitely get that side of me from my mum. My mum is so organised, even more so than me, and taught me to be the same way. It was all a part of learning to be responsible for myself, I suppose. Growing up, if I forgot to pack a piece of homework or part of my PE kit for school, it'd be my responsibility. No one was going to bring it in for me. So I quickly learned that if I didn't get myself together, I'd never have the right stuff for lessons and would end up in detention every day. And that did happen for quite some time. Life with Joe and the Pickles. These days I'm in a much happier place and feel so lucky. Life is busy in a different way with my job and my boys, Zachary, Leighton and Rex, and my partner Joe. But I still like to have my snacks organised, my fridge organised, and I really like to plan our meals. If I'm not organised about it, I'll go shopping and think, we probably need bread or milk, and then I'll find out later that there's a whole loaf of bread at home or 2 full cartons of milk. So I do think that aspect of organising, the one that helps me avoid wasting food, money, time even, comes from being a mum as a teenager and having the bare minimum to survive on, meaning I just had to make it stretch and there was no room for error. I feel so lucky and privileged that I don't have those same worries today, but I'll never take it for granted because who knows where life will take you, and, you could wake up tomorrow and your circumstances could be completely different. Still, I don't do it just because I was brought up that way or because I had to get my shit together as a young mum. Even if my life wasn't so busy, I think that organising, crafting, tidying would still be things that I love to do anyway. And if a byproduct of that is that I know what's going on and things can run a bit smoothly, then woohoo! Nowadays, crafting, tidying and organising is genuinely something that I enjoy doing for me. It's my